Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I thought what would be fun today is to look at some of my favorite books. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am a voracious reader, and one of my favorite times to read is while walking outside, especially on tracks or loops or in my neighborhood. Or I can't really do this in cities, obviously, because there's so many things that you could run into. But if it's a defined track and there's no one in front of me, I love to just zone into a book and just power walk. It's also nice to do this on treadmills. And so I wanted to share with you some of the books that I have been reading lately. I want to make this like a weekly series or a monthly series because I do read a lot, and people, my friends especially, are always asking for book recommendations. And so I thought I would just share my recommendations with you all. So I'll hold up the book each time here, and then I guess on CapCut, when I mirror image it, I can put the like photo of it here. So hopefully you're going to be able to see that each time. And then I'll also try to make my background kind of cool and exciting. Okay, so first up, the book that I have been loving rereading this week is The Power by Naomi Alderman. Now, this book is excellent for people who love female-centric narratives, really strong, powerful women who love multidisciplinary POVs. Like, one of the things that you could think about is a book like The Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingsolver, where there's 5 or so different perspectives that we're hearing from. One of the things I love so much about this book is that you're hearing from women who are now getting this thing called the power all over the world. And a little bit of background, and I'll try not to give away too many spoilers, but just give you the basic overview. So in this book, suddenly women around the world start realizing they have the ability to release electricity from their fingertips, activating this thing called the skein that's along their collarbones that gives them this kind of special power. And so suddenly, in a world where women are the most powerful beings in the kind of whole universe, how does that, topple existing power structures or challenge existing power structures? How do governments and schools and families and individuals react to this? The book is an excellent inquiry into all those things. It is written by Naomi Alderman. She also wrote a really fantastic book that Simon & Schuster sent me a copy of called The Future, which I believe I've reviewed on my TikTok. I don't know if I've reviewed it here on YouTube, but also an excellent book. I would really highly recommend that. I've been reading this in paperback, but I've also been listening to the audiobook on Spotify. You can get the audiobook anywhere audiobooks are sold or streamed, but I recommend reading it, the paperback version or hardcover or whatever is your preference, because it's just such a special reading experience. Also, one of the blurbs, Margaret Atwood, said this book was electrifying, so we trust Margaret in this house. So next is The Immortal Game by David Schenk. I have been, if you follow me on socials, getting really into chess the past few months. I grew up playing chess and have always loved chess, but especially probably since July in Barcelona, I started playing literally for hours each day. Just really reignited my passion for it. One of my best friends, Ayanda, really helped with that, and we started playing a lot this summer in Spain, and she got me this really wonderful chess set for my birthday, and we started playing every day, and it just really reawoken my passion for chess. So I reread this book when I was in Spain, but I've also been rereading it again now while I'm here, and this book is incredible. It is basically a history of how chess has been how the modern game has formed, going all the way back to when the pieces looked different, when the rules were different, and how as queens especially became more powerful, how the rules of the game changed and the queen's piece became more powerful as a consequence. You also learn about just big historical figures who were chess heads, who loved playing chess and who chess was a part of their daily life, writers and philosophers who chess kind of just overtook their being. It's a really fascinating book. I can't recommend it enough. I really enjoyed reading it. I think this is my third time reading it now, and I once read it a few years ago when I lived in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I loved it then as well. It's just a really fascinating, entertaining read. So if you're interested in the history of chess, how the game came to be what it is today, I can't recommend this enough. I also just got back from my walk, so I'm like a little bit sweaty. So if you see me continually wiping, it's because I haven't like fully cooled down yet. Another book that I got recently, which I have read through a few times now, is called How to Beat Anyone at Chess. The author of this is Ethan Moore, and this is just basically like a chess strategy guide. It kind of goes through, if you're interested in learning the game, it goes through all the way from beginner, how to set up the board, how each of the pieces move, to tactics, some of the strategies and openings you can use. Really, really great book, invaluable for especially early learners of the game. I've really loved it. I've read it through and thumbed it through a few times now while I've been going on my walks, and it's helped my game a lot. My ELO score since I read this book has gone up about 200 points, so pretty good stuff. Let's see. Oh, I've also been listening to, so I have the paperback version of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but I've been listening to it on Audible along with the rest of the Hunger Games trilogy. I just love these books so much. I really liked this prequel, and I'm so excited that Suzanne Collins has announced we're getting another prequel from Hamish's perspective. I believe it's called Sunrise on the Reaping, and I want to say that comes out this March. I'm not totally sure. It might be, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it comes out this March. But I just love this book so much. The film adaptation was excellent as well. And I kind of just listen to these books on Audible on a loop. I just find them so well written, so fascinating. They have such great messages about the way that power corrupts. And I think that the kind of, relationships at the center of the story. I think one of the things I love about it is that it sort of mirrors a lot of the things we're struggling with in our current world. And I think that the reason why people like books like this so much, books that have maybe dark themes or that deal with authoritarianism, is because it's kind of similar to apocalypse stories or end of the world novels where against all odds, there's like a group of people who really care about each other, who are taking care of each other and fighting back against said oppressive force. I read this interesting Psychology Today article that talked about why people typically enjoy those books. And it's that really resonated with me because I've always wondered, why do I like, disaster films like 2012? And the article was talking about how certain regions of your brain get activated when you see like a small group of people fighting against a bigger oppressive force. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's see, what else? So I also got this book called The Tao of Chess, which ties Taoism into playing chess. I haven't read it yet, but I'm really excited to begin this. Another book that I got in Spain this summer that I'm really looking forward to reading is A People's History of Catalonia, because one of the things that I learned when I was in Spain is that Catalonia has a really fraught history with the Spanish government, and it's super interesting. I was talking to a bookseller about this, and then also on a few different dates I was on, this came up as a subject of conversation, the much erased history of the people of Catalonia and the determination to retain their cultural identity and heritage and their language, which is separate from the Spanish that is spoken in other parts of the country. And so I'm really excited to read this, especially in advance of returning back next year. And that is all that I had for you today. I'm really excited to keep doing this, and I would love to know what you're reading this week, what you're enjoying this week. Please let me know in the comments. You can just, share if you've read and enjoyed any of these books, and then also just let me know if there's any books that you're really enjoying at the current moment. I'm always looking for new recommendations, and I'm happy to, I love reading people's recs. So if you comment down below and write why you like a book, there's a good chance I'll buy it and go read it. So if you're looking to get more people to read your favorite book, let me know, because I probably will. I also have this book here, What You're Going Through by Sigrid Nunez. I did read this summer, so it's not on my currently reading list, but I totally recommend this. It's an excellent book. All right, well, with that, I think I'll go ahead and end. I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know what you're reading down below. See you soon. Bye, everyone.